Ember is a vision I have always had since I got into AI and what the future of direct response marketing for affiliate marketers or for VSO creators in general would be. And what we built in Ember is the sickest thing ever. We started out by mastering scripts. Again, this is an evolution of VSL.ai, Genius.ai, and we've combined them into one thing and made it specifically for affiliates on ClickBank. Specifically just made for them. And we're putting a dev team in there to help continue to build this specific future just for affiliates on ClickBank. So this is an AI that knows everything about ClickBank's products. Mm-hmm. So you know how before you had to study and learn about what the heck I'm promoting and what is this offer and what's the
watch a 40-minute VSL and find the hooks. And
it's
find
a lot
ideas.
of work,
yeah.
right? Guess what? AI did that for you. It did that for you. It knows about it. You know that talk button I just said on ChatGPT? Yeah. You can talk to it about ClickBank offers. Hey, I'm trying to sell Java Burn. Don't know what I'm doing. What do you think's a good idea?
Yeah.
Try this.
And you're off to the races. Yeah. Hey, can you make me a crazy looking photo for this angle? Sure. Boom. Does it for you.
Welcome, affiliate listeners, to another in-person special episode of the Affiliate Podcast, where we have an amazing in-studio guest. And guys, we're going to be talking about some really exciting stuff today, not only in terms of amazing software, but we are talking with a premier, elite, amazing entrepreneur. And we're going to talk about his journey, but most importantly, his vision and how to take a vision and execute on it into something special, because this guy does it consistently. So with that, let me introduce first my co-host, Thomas, who's wearing a hat today. Yeah, look at that. How are you doing, Thomas?
I'm great. I'm stepping up the hat game so I can make you all feel better.
Yes, because we do have hats. And with that, let's meet our very astute, well-hatted, and wonderful guest today, Peter Kell. Peter, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, guys. Something amazing about to happen. This is going to be big news. We got the advanced top secret tricks coming in hot on this one. Get excited. This is going to be a big one.
Look at that. Woo! We're going to make loud noises. That's great for Dylan, and his eardrums are now popped. So with popping of eardrums, we also like, when we have an in-person guest, we like to pop some drinks, but it is way too early in the morning for something adult. And Peter, like all of us, is much healthier than Thomas and I. Well, much healthier than I. Thomas has been very healthy lately. So we're just going to do a little bit of orange juice and some Simply orange juice. And I'm going to do one mention, because I think one thing here is we have a basic thing of orange juice, but they've done something to it. They've enhanced it by removing the pulp and adding vitamin D.
I like pulp.
Which is one of my favorite things to orange juice. Similar to what I think is Peter is a fantastic thrill seeker, but we have added a supplement of entrepreneurship that has made it so much better and made him so much better as a person. So that's why we're going to do some Simply Orange. Orange juice today.
That was quite the pivot to make that work. Yeah. Oh man.
It's not like I thought about that. Dude.
I'm a pulp guy though. Yeah.
You're a pulp guy?
Yeah, I like the pulp.
All right, I'll drink it with you guys.
Yes.
I'm going hard.
Yeah. With it. So, woo. Normal orange juice.
As bright and refreshing as you, Peter. Yeah.
I could tell that those oranges came from the mountains in Sonoma, so that made no sense because there are no mountains in Sonoma. Beautiful, man. Well, let's jump into it. So, Peter, before we kind of jump into some of the things that you're doing right now, we'd love to do is actually if you could just give us the abridged version of kind of like how your entrepreneurship journey started. Like, how did you go from being a kid to being in this podcast studio today?
Yeah. Well, I definitely want to relate with everybody here. I got quite a crazy story. It definitely wasn't easy. 4 years of endless struggle and endless pain to become successful online. It was really, and I want to keep this kind of tight because I want to dive more. I want to do a lot of secret stuff, but just for everyone to know, it was serious pain for me, right? It was 4 years of desperate struggle, working to make campaign, working to make a business on the internet. I couldn't afford ads or anything like that. Straight into my parents' basement in the middle of the woods. And through that mission, right, because my early 20s were so horrific that when I finally found the idea of being successful online and making money on the internet, I was so committed to it. I committed to this so hard that my entire 20s were 1,000% dedicated to how do I start making $1,000 a day on the internet and create the most amazing life I could imagine. So I can have this painful sacrifice in my early 20s be sacrificed for something worth it, right? Like I would totally trade my early 20s for an amazing later 20s and amazing rest of my life, right? Because of the skills that you develop. So there was a heavy level of dedication and commitment that no sort of failure could break.
Yeah. Well, I love that. I think it's accepting that pain is a necessary part of the journey and not hating it, but embracing it, right? Because you know what that pain earns you in the
It
end.
is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is
yeah.
what it is. You know, it's understanding what true pain is, because at the end of the day, true pain is being trapped in a life that you're not meant to live, because that's endless suffering.
Yeah.
Endless, constricting, catastrophic suffering of being trapped in an oppressive system that's holding your dreams behind and causing your soul to die by 1,000 painful deaths over the course of 50 years. So that, like, if you really think about what's painful, right, and there's that, or you can just take a step toward your dreams today, and at least you have a shot. You know, maybe it's not guaranteed that you might ever make it in your whole life. I had those thoughts, right? There may be a real chance that I could fail for the rest of my life. And if you knew you would fail, would you keep working towards your goals every day? Right? For me, the answer was yes, because there's still catastrophic, endless, devastating pain. If you decide no, at least there's a chance, a slimmer of hope to take that step forward. So,
No, I love that. I know we talked at dinner a lot about it, but it's like a life without hope is not a life worth living, or even a life lived at that point in time. So why not commit to working towards hope at any 100%. Point in time?
And if you listen to Tony Robbins, happiness equals progress, right? Yeah. The step you take, even if it's a tiny little baby step, makes you feel good.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, progress, working towards your goals, working towards your
1%
dreams.
better every day goes a long way.
That's it.
Right?
How do you create the most amazing life you could ever imagine? That's my vibe.
Well, look at that. We're all lit up, and it's not just the sugar in here. It's the sugar right here with Peter, and an amazing inspiration. So that's fantastic, man. Well, with that, I mean, that's just obviously like fired up, excited. But now let's talk about what has you most excited right now and in your current business. So what I'm actually really curious about is if you could just tell us a little bit about Genius AI, but then afterwards, walk us through kind of the visionary journey of why Genius AI. Why did you jump into this business in this way? Because I think that's one thing that we have a lot of marketers out here, entrepreneurs, doing that hustle, and they're just trying to think, what is the next vision? What's the next place I should go?
Right.
And we know that going after opportunity well-timed is sometimes a big barometer in success. So really curious about how you went through and created such a really exciting technology company.
Yeah, so I'll just, like all the listeners here, I started out as an affiliate, right? I started out as an affiliate marketer, trying to make money on the internet, testing campaigns, going to native ads, going to Facebook ads, going to YouTube ads, learning VSLs were the secret, dedicated my life to the art of the VSL, and eventually had my own brand, right? So one of the things that was different for me was I was always following the path. Most people are like, how do I make $100 a day consistently, right? That was their thing. And none of my friends who focused on that ended up having long-term explosive success. It was not it. The guys who just wanted the stable, consistent thing I blew past them, right? Because that was not my motto. My motto was, I am on an adventure, right? Literally, my company's name was Adventure Holdings. As a young kid, I thought it'd be cool to go on an adventure to hold a bunch of money, right? That was it, right? That was the kind of exciting energy I wanted to have in my life. You wake up, you're on an adventure every single day, regardless of how painful it is, you're moving. So while other people were trying to get this stable, consistent income, all I cared about was this concept of double your high score, right? That was my mountain to climb. Like, what's the most amount of money I've made in a day? How do I double it? Because anything with ads is very easy to double your high score. All you have to do is spend twice as much money tomorrow. And if the ROI stays the same, you just doubled your money on the internet. Right? But the problem is
so simple.
The ROI, it is simple, right? But the challenge is the ROI doesn't stay the same. ROI dropped. And the main thing is because your VSL didn't work anymore or your offer was kind of off, right? So those are the two main variables. So I did that mission, and I did that mission all the way from $10, $100 a day to $200 to $400 to $800, $600, $3,200, all the way up like $10,000, $20,000, $40,000, $80,000, $160,000, $250,000 in a day. Like that was my mountain. I loved climbing that mountain. And eventually you got so high that I was like, well, I can't really do affiliate anymore. I kind of maxed out affiliate. So eventually I got into building my own brands. And then I kind of build that thing up and got it really big. I ended up selling one, and then unfortunately threw all the money in crypto and lost it all. So I had to get back on the double your high score train, right? Yeah. So partnered with this company called Mind Valley, big 9-figure business, and started at the bottom, right? Boom, 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 built it back up. Eventually got super, super big. I had the skills already by then. It's got really good at copywriting and really good at running media buying teams and being the director of VSLs.
Yeah.
I liked calling myself a VSL artist. That was a cool mindset because that got me into just creating art, right?
Yeah.
Every single sentence is an art piece. Like it's like being a badass artist. Anyway, that really vibed with me. So, and then continuing to follow just like the adventure of it all. That was one big key difference between me. Other people are looking for safety. I'm looking for adventure, right? My life lives on adventure. That's definitely what I love the most. And I used to be a hardcore downhill skateboarder, but I discovered that financial pain is way nicer than physical pain, breaking ankles or stuff like that. It's actually not that bad financial pain. You just get back to work, right?
Yeah.
You maybe have to dial down your lifestyle a little bit, but hey,
Yeah.
bro, just if you're on a laptop in a library, there you go. You don't need much to do that all day long, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So that's not really
you might
big.
meet some interesting friends at the library too.
Interesting
So-
friends, right? As long as you
Dragon's
just
group, yeah.
develop your mindset and you
Yeah.
can go through it with a good mindset and have good energy through the hard times, then you can make it into any situation you can.
Yeah.
Right. So through this journey of the adventure, I was like, all right, I don't want to do VSLs anymore.
Well, I want to pause real fast.
Yeah.
You've said it so many times. I think I just love that in part of your conversation, the adventure side. So,
Yes.
but that being said, define what adventure means to you. So when you think of
Right.
like, I want to be on an adventure, what is an adventure to you? Because I think that might be different to a lot of people.
Right. An adventure is somebody who is clear on a goal that they think is so freaking sick. They think it's like the coolest thing ever, right? This is like, if you can think, what's the coolest life I could ever imagine, or the coolest chapter of this life I could ever imagine, what would that look like? And then it's just going on an adventure to get there.
There you go.
Right?
Okay,
Something
yeah.
that lights you up, is exciting, gets you out of bed, your positive energy, positive mindset. That's cool, right?
Yeah.
That's my way of living life, is this adventure kind of mindset. While everyone else is like trying to create stability, which is cool, right? I just love the adventure.
Yeah.
That's what I think is fun.
What are ways you do that? Because like in the grind of building a business, right? It's
Yeah.
not always like the fun, exciting stuff that you're doing every day in and out. Like how do you keep that mindset sharp where you want to be on that and feel like you're on that adventure when the actions that are happening might not be aligned with that?
Well, you definitely have to do goal setting, right? You definitely have a good morning routine where you're writing down the things you're grateful for and you're writing down the things you're excited about, and you're very focused on your goals, right? Put vision boards up. I have a wall of affirmations in my shower, so it kind of my dream life is written down very clearly, and I laminated that and I hang it in my shower so I see it every day. So one of the biggest ways that I found to your life is to forget about your goals, right? That was the biggest one, right? You just forgot about it, right? So I did that many times over that I finally realized I will always eventually forget about my goals unless I set up what I call a system of miracles where they're all over my house. I can't escape my house, right? I can't escape this in my shower. Every day I look at them. So that system that gets you back on track is super important, the foundation. So that answered your question.
It did. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom.
No, that's great. I really love the one last thing. It's just the definition of making it something that excites you, right?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
oftentimes we set goals out of obligation or a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
It's like we're looking to forget or
Oh,
whatever. And even
yeah.
you think about the goal of stability. Oftentimes, is that really a goal or is that a settling point, right? I settle on stability because I'm afraid I can't hit the goal. So I think just like framing it around. The adventure starts with what you're excited about. If you're not excited about the pot at the end of the rainbow, why start the adventure to go do it, right? So
Right.
I think that's really, really cool. But with that, yeah, if we want to go
Okay,
back in, so
well,
you're
back
in
to
this
the
adventure
AI.
phase. Yes,
I'll pick
yes.
that. So
Yeah.
naturally, eventually, I realized, hey, VSLs are really cool, but I kind of feel like I'm building sandcastles at
Yeah.
the end of the day, right? If I build something amazing, I'm an artist. I don't want to build art that just evaporates,
Yeah.
right? It's kind of
no,
lame,
yeah.
sandcastle vibe. So I was like, hey, I'd love to pivot my skill set to being an AI product creator. So naturally, that was the next adventure for me. I got to get excited about that whole thing.
Yeah.
I kind of capped out this skill set. I want to go to AI product creation. So I launched VSL.ai. I had a community of people that was learning VSLs from me after I mastered the game. I started teaching people and then built that. That was for paid traffic and free traffic users. It was super dope. It took everything that I knew, all the best VSLs that I studied from, and I trained AI on it. And I allowed you to push button, rewrite any VSL on the planet for your product, no matter what product it was. So anyone could really be a great copywriter with AI. So that was basically it. Then I met a neighbor who had a big company that everyone did free traffic, which I really vibed with because in my parents' basement, I couldn't afford paid traffic. All I could do is free organic traffic, articles, emails, Instagram, TikToks, that kind of stuff. It's your only option. It's your only option, right? That's the only option you have to go.
It's sweat
forward.
equity, not cash equity, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweat equity. So, we started building an AI tool and we pivoted to Genius, so it was more brand friendly, and added this free traffic system where we learned everything about you and we can help you tell what you should post to grow your social media channels. So that was kind of the phase there.
That's awesome.
Yes.
So I want to dial back a little bit. So you mentioned, hey, I want to be, I'm this artist. I want to be excited about an adventure. I've reached this point of VSL. So what about AI? Why did AI stand out as the place that this is where I want to go next in terms of my teaching and development and I guess the next venture that seemed the most exciting?
Yeah, definitely AI was something that, one, there's a lot of benefits to AI. First off, it's not a shiny object, right? It is a hard trend of the world. We're going this way, and it's going more and more AI, and we are so ground floor at where AI is going. We're so ground floor at. I'm sitting here like, using AI every single day. Like, how did people live? Right? I'm like, doing financial, like mapping over here with just a single prompt effortlessly. I'm like, this is like so many hours of brain work, right?
Yeah.
I can do this in 5 seconds. How do people live before that? People are going to say that 3 years from now. How do people even live? Right now, AIs aren't even connected to anything, really. It's just like you just have one person talking back to you.
Yeah.
It's not like that person is running your Facebook ads and running your video editing team and running that. That's why this idea of one-man billion-dollar companies is coming up soon, because instead of having 10 humans on your team, you have 10 AIs that all do one thing and can talk to each other and run the operation. So it's going crazy. So that opportunity really was tingling spidey senses vibes inside of me, and I was like, that's kind of exciting. Second off, it could solve my students' problem, because I was trying to solve my students' problem. They took 2 weeks to write a 5-minute video script.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
That was a problem.
Yeah.
Right? And I gave him my best work. I tried my best to help these guys, right? So my best was not good enough to really help them. So I had to use AI to solve that.
Yeah. Just need it done for you.
So it's win-win. And then I learned about the valuations of AI companies, and they're like 16x revenue.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, I'm doing the math here. I'm like, you're telling me, like, I had 250,000 people buy my skincare product, 250,000 women in America. And I'm like, you're telling me that if you got 250,000 people that are paying $50 a month on an AI product, that's like $1 billion company, right? That's a unicorn.
Yeah.
What the heck? You're telling me if I just did that on an AI company, that's a holy moly, right?
And now you're like, next adventure.
I'm like, wow.
Right?
check.
Yep.
That's cool. It's impactful.
A new way to double your money, right? Double your highest mark.
Someone's got to do it, right? That kind of thing, right? Yeah.
That's awesome, man.
So that's how that kind of happened.
So that's fantastic. So I think the next piece of this that I'm really curious about, because obviously I could see that connection you started pairing with people. Once you got Genius AI, and I love especially the idea of on the organic and free side, it learns you and makes your content better. Not just replicating existing content, but learning them and giving their best version.
Yes.
Super, super awesome.
Yeah.
But like, I guess one of the other things, so once you get these people together, you're ready with Genius AI, you're going out and scaling it. And Thomas brought this question up in the pre-thing, but I thought it was super interesting. How do you keep yourself focused on completing that? Because we see a lot of people, and we even know people that built other AI companies that, they piece it together and all of a sudden their eyes start wandering and they have this company and maybe it hit a roadmap, stumbled, and then they disappear. So like, how do you push through that and continue to go on this adventure with Genius AI that's continuing to grow very, very fast for you guys?
Well, I mean, things evolve in its own way, right? Shiny object syndrome is definitely the biggest killer of all people, I think, that happened to me when I was first starting. It's definitely a huge problem. And what has to happen is you have to figure out what is the one problem that if you solve would make the biggest impact on your life, right? What is the one skill set that the people who are living your dream life have mastered that you have to kind of master? Because a lot of people have shiny object syndrome because they're listening to a bunch of people who don't have the results that they want at the end of the day, right? They're not going to the master to find the direction. They just see a random ad on the internet. This guy did this much money, blah, 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 blah. And they're just going down that way now. They're going on this way. And they're like a leaf blowing in the wind, right? All over the place, right? And they can't stay focused on the long commitment on one sort of thing, which I understand. I was like that, going hardcore in courses. But eventually you have to commit to a path and commit to a road. And that doesn't mean you don't bob and weave and pivot and make changes or something like that. But at the end of the day, right, even with building an AI tool, it's very simple, right? It's like you have to make a campaign that scales, right? Because some people do affiliates, some people do organic. I'm a big paid traffic guy still, So when you're a paid traffic guy, your life revolves around your campaign. That's basically it. You have to make a campaign that allows you to spend $1,000, and if you get $2,000 back, you cracked it, right? You hit a home run.
Yeah.
Right. That's no little feat that you just did there. Like there is some serious opportunity there, especially if you're doing it on a subscription product. I mean, holy moly. Mind Valley, we did all that money on a subscription product, right?
Oh my gosh. Your day one
rebuilds and stuff like that. Oh, it's rebuilt. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You just really built something insanely valuable right there. So now before that, it's extremely painful because you're losing money. Right? So it's not like you're just casually. You're like taking baseball bats to the knees, right? Kind of stuff.
Yeah,
but it's still less painful than doing nothing. Right? That's for sure. Right?
Exactly. Right?
That's the worst pain. Is
or
doing
crashing on that downhill skateboard,
Stepping
going
off
60 miles an hour. That one might be a little more painful too.
That's nothing.
Oh, that's
a little bit of road rash. Okay, a little road rash. That's nothing. Okay, that's nothing. It's not a big challenge. Nothing is worse than just living. And for me, right? I just have so much pain attached to just unfulfillment.
Yeah.
I think that's the right word.
Stagnancy, essentially.
Stagnancy, unfulfillment, just being so much pain. Like my soul just goes whether my body follows.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's the thing. My soul's gone that way. I'm like, oh God, okay, I can't go this way anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
your body
that's
just
for
has
me.
to catch up when it's out there.
100%.
So,
And I think most people have it. It took me, because I didn't sell my skincare brand because it was crazy successful and like some equity person wanted to buy it from us. It sold it because my soul had left the building, because this future skincare product we wanted to create, because we were creating like a portfolio of skincare brands. We're going to wrap it up and sell it to a private equity company. But the next skincare brand, I didn't really like the mechanism behind the product. It was like plant-based stem cells. And I felt like that the way that I was reading on how this product was going to help create new skin cells inside of a woman's body by rubbing this topical cream on just sounded like a bunch of bullshit to me.
Yeah.
Right? And I wanted to hire like Jennifer Aniston to be the face of this new brand and spend $1 bazillion to like have some crazy VSL nuclear campaign that would have been bigger than last time. That was my soul's adventure I wanted to go on, but my business partner didn't want to do that. He wanted to go less expensive doctor, this other brand, a model, and I let him say yes to the whole thing. I didn't like override it and make some crazy stand. And because of that, my soul was like, nope, I'm done. This is not the coolest thing. This is going to be a boring year.
The excitement left.
The excitement was gone, right?
Yeah.
So I started being less productive, and then they kind of like muted me out of there. That was kind of it. But thankfully, he had a bunch of money. He was very successful, so he could give me a big bag of cash to leave.
That's always nice.
So that was not actually a big problem.
Yeah.
Right? And then I was free to go on my adventure.
That's awesome. But
Yeah.
again, going back to the excitement. So kind of as you talk about it, a lot of it is one, follow the right mentors is one of the big things.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
if you find yourself in that, I guess the hamster wheel of different gurus that you're cycling through, it's like you're probably just paying attention to the wrong level. Go to somebody that's where you really want to go and kind of get that one person to get clarity in whatever you need, and then kind of keep consistent with it.
And I would say what everyone is, because gurus are great, courses are great, but what really changed my life is not taking the courses. It's always hard relationships with the person, right? With that person. Is he actually making money from that right now, or is he making money from a course that he just made, which you just bought from? So you might have been getting bamboozled by this person. You don't really know, right? And what worked for me was never a course. It was always sleeping on someone's couch, right? Sleeping on someone's couch, learning it from them, with them, partnering with them. Masterminds what worked for me. Like 6 guys all doing the same thing, meeting up, talking. Like that. Ad spy tools always worked for me. Not listening to people, what should I do, but watching what are they doing.
Yeah.
You know, show me what's working on Facebook ads. Show me what's working on YouTube ads. Study what's working. Reverse engineering that. That's what worked.
What masterminds are you currently in right now that you mentioned?
I'm in a few masterminds. I'm in one called Garrett White's Savage Syndicate, which is $50,000 a year. It's a bunch of badass dudes come together and we just talk about whatever. It's a lot of Bible spirituality. When you get super high level, spirituality first, right? It's all like, what is God trying to tell you to do? What is God trying to say to you to do? And get the wisdom from the Bible and stuff like that. That is very common at the highest level. I'm in another group called the Ascend Mastermind, which is a bunch of local guys in my community meet up for once a day, and we just hang out and kind of talk. A lot of killers come to that. But originally, those were all really expensive kind of paid masterminds, right? I just made my own. My first $1,000 campaign came from me assembling 6 guys who were making $1,000 a day. That's actually how I made my first $1,000 a day ever. It was just, I wanted to make $1,000 a day on native ads. I wasn't hanging out with anybody who did it. In fact, I was friends with 6 broke entrepreneurs. You are who your friends are. I was the 6th broke entrepreneur in the crew. We were a crew of broke entrepreneurs, right?
This is hard. Yeah. I was like,
And it was nothing wrong with my friends, but I had no friends who were doing $1,000 a day.
Yeah, so it's hard to learn that path.
And I couldn't find anybody in my neighborhood, right? So I was like, I'll just make my own crew of people, right? And I started looking on the internet, assembling guys who were all doing the same thing, like native advertising as an affiliate marketer in different niches. So we weren't competing. So we could all learn from each other. And these guys loved it. They loved it. And they never asked me if I was making $1,000 a day because I put the group together.
No, you were the
They just
integrator.
assumed.
Yeah.
It was just an assumption.
I get these guys together, and my mind was exploding. It was like fireworks in front of me. They were just talking about all the things I didn't even know to ask. Right? They're telling me exactly what tools, exactly what people to talk to, exactly what this. I mean, people who are actually getting the result, they have connections. They have the tools. They learn the lessons, right? And watching them, my skills exploded so much faster, 10 million times faster.
Were we all meeting daily, weekly? Like,
we had a Skype channel where we could shoot the shit with each other and talk about whatever we want. And then we had a weekly video call.
Oh, cool.
Where we would hang out with each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's going on? What are you saying? How's it going? Like, give me an update. It's like a therapy session for guys.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, especially when you're an online entrepreneur, it's like
You're so alone.
Yeah.
And your girlfriend doesn't want to talk about it.
Yeah, yes, they find it very boring. If you're not in that world, first you just start using acronyms and you're like, what the hell is this? And you explain the first one, like, I don't care.
It's not.
It's just like, no, this
What's
is
the loneliness? Because I see a lot of people that go to events, but then they don't really stay connected like that, other than just being on some Facebook groups. But I do see the ones that tee up, hey, a small group of people that meet somewhat regularly and they're chatting and trading notes, and they go tremendously further.
It only really works when everyone's doing very similar stuff.
Yeah.
Native ads.
Yep.
Only Facebook ad guys.
Yep.
Only
YouTube.
e-commerce
Yep.
guys.
Yep.
Right? Because then you go deep. Because if people are doing different stuff, there's all surface level. It's like when you're in the weeds of the details, like what are you doing for tracking and how are you segmenting the different people and how are you looking at your ad creative differences and like blah, 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 blah. How are you getting past this hurdle, that hurdle? On a deep level, that's where real value is found.
Yeah. Like you said before, it's like, hey, get on someone's couch. That is the proverbial couch that you need to be on.
That's a great
in that
one.
group
Yes.
and talking to those people.
I didn't get on their couch.
Yes,
After I made my
yes.
first $1,000 a day, I found a guy who was doing 10 grand a day and he hired me and I got on his couch.
There you go.
That's where things really took. That was the catalyst.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of couch stories with you, Peter, but we'll save that for another podcast.
I love sleeping on
Who
couches.
sleeps on your couch?
I have continued to sleep on couches.
Yes. Yeah. We'll call it couch surfing. So just couch surfing with
surfing,
Peter, and that'll be a whole thing.
It's the
for
best.
Story time.
Building your couch surfing.
It's the best travel hack.
Yeah,
Sleep on your friend's couch.
I love that though, and I think that's something as we get ready for whenever this episode drops. It should be around the start or the peak of getting into that whole event season. And I think one of the things is people go out like that was such a great piece of advice. If you're go to the level you want to be, not the level you are, and find or create that group, create the people that are already doing it. And interact with them, very, very specific. Because I could tell you, not only in your story, but I've seen it, you've seen it too, where that happens organically, and you see a whole group of people get better. It's just everyone starts getting better in that group. So for those that are stuck, amazing advice right there.
And also what I've noticed is anyone who jumps in the groups, anyone who has that kind of motivation and drive to say yes to this stuff, these guys go places in their career, right? These are people that will be around 10 years from now doing cool stuff that you will have deep relationships with.
Yeah.
They're really, very
never know what
long-term
comes
benefits
back.
here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It reminds me how when I first started ClickBank, how many people I met that it was the Stack the Money Forum, where they met everybody.
Amen.
And there was like this great group and
That's
all
where I
these
found them
guys. Yeah. See, it was, and it was very similar. They found people, they would talk on the forums, and they'd go out and create their own little groups. And these are now the titans and the OGs, as we call them in the industry.
Yeah.
And it all started in a forum like that. So there's people listening right now. You're about to start the forum that's going to influence this industry for the next decade. Somebody's out there that's going to do that for sure.
100%.
So,
If they're on a forum, that means they're trying to connect with people.
Yeah.
And they need to find someone to talk to. So if you reach out to them, DM them, be like, I have a private free mastermind. Come hang out once a week, shoot the shit, talk about whatever. You want to hang.
boom.
Get on a call, meet them. If they're cool, if they vibe, invite them.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Well, real fast, there's another big thing I
Yes.
really want to talk to you about, AI specific.
Yes.
Because I think this is a big thing where, like, we've had some AI people on, we've seen a lot of AI products, and I think there's kind of varying levels of how people engage with AI, and there's a lot of, and I wouldn't say confusion. I think with a lot of opportunity means that not all opportunity is right for everybody.
Yeah.
So I know with a lot of softwares, it's fantastic in making, I would say, people that are below average come to average. If you're learning, it just accelerates that. And even like the average folks become middle average. I see that very, very well. But where I'm seeing a lot of people that aren't sure and are finding themselves skeptical of AI when they shouldn't be is some of the advanced marketers and more advanced business owners and affiliates.
It's ridiculous.
And I feel like they're struggling to understand because all they hear are people that are trying to sell AI products to a lower level consumer, yet there's amazing things that could happen up there. So I'm curious from your perspective, when you think of the advanced director, performance marketer, what are some of the cool things that they could be using AI with that they should be focusing
if you
on?
claim to be an advanced person and you're not using AI 24/7, I got newsflash for you, right? There is another level of advancement you're about to discover. Okay? You're about to advance to another level.
Couch soon, right?
Okay. No, it's like, I don't care how good you are. If you have an AI powered assistant that works 24/7, read every single book on the internet and is going to do everything you need to do super, super fast and get every idea and thought out of your brain and clarify in crystal details in a second, you are no more advanced.
Yeah.
right?
Sounds pretty powerful.
So it's
Yeah.
pretty powerful, right?
Dude, your little trick that you taught me at dinner the other day, which I'm going to ask for you to share.
That's
I've
the
already
big
been
trick.
using it so much.
Yes.
Like I've at
it.
least 4 to 5 times a day minimum
100%.
already.
So we'll just drop it, right?
Yeah.
So I've been
Advanced secrets right here.
advanced secrets, right? This is kindergarten simple secrets. I'm literally about to just like show you something that's been in front of your face the whole time that for some reason no one figured. I don't know, whatever. I found
Dude,
it
until
on
you showed me,
accident.
I was like, oh my gosh, it's so stupid easy.
So
Like, yeah.
the biggest mistake you can make with AI is typing in with your fingers the prompt that you have to do. You know how hard it is to write for most people to get your ideas. You're trying to sit there.
You rewrite.
You're like
delete,
spending
yeah.
15 minutes on a prompt, like trying to think about what to say to the AI. Please, if there's one thing you get from this podcast, never type to an AI again. That is so slow. Your thoughts are so much faster. Your voice is so much faster. You do not need crystal clear thoughts. AI is smarter than that. You don't need to have a clear idea. You just need to blah, 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 right? There's a great Chrome extension, right? It's built into Ember. So if you get an Ember, this is already built in. But if you're not using Ember, you're not signed up, there's a great Chrome extension called voicecontrol.chat. And you can just have a chat button, right, on whatever AI tool you're using, right? So anything, you can just hit this and then go, okay, I just want to talk about the day that I had yesterday so I can put this down in a journal. Basically, I had this great day. I sat down at ClickBank. We did this amazing podcast. I want to do this, that, and the other thing. This one guy taught me this, that, and the other thing. I just recorded this massive conversation that we had. Can you please analyze that conversation and kind of organize it in notes so I can make sure we got everything dialed in? Please, thanks. And then boom, it spits it out in 1 second. And then you go, actually, I don't really like how that kind of looked. And you can please change it like that, make this, that, and the other thing kind of happen. Boom. I wrote an email this morning. Here's how I write emails, right? Let me tell you how I write an email to my list. I click a button. All right, so thinking about writing an email, I kind of want to have it say something like, I used to do this and that, and I want to do this story. I want to tell them, I don't really know what I can think about this part, but do you feel like I could say something about this, that, and the other thing? What do you think could make this email better? Oh, yeah, that's a really good idea. Can you make it seem like this, that, and be like that? Can you make it fix like that and do that? Oh, sure. Oh, that's great. Okay, let me just, boom, 10 tweaks, boom, done.
Yeah.
Right? Like, when you are speaking to AI, your life will change.
I just want to, like, 100%.
I just realized I'm an idiot.
Well, since I started using it, the response accuracy is 20 times better than what I've been trying to type. Like, I'll prompt myself to get close, and I've just done the voice notes, and it gets me there right away and beyond what I was doing in prompting.
Amen.
It's so much easier. It is the best. I'm like in love with
in
using
love.
What I did love about the
AI
voice
again.
control.chat that you shared is that you can talk to it, but it texts you back. So you're not stuck in this like waiting for it to finish it talking to you, which is slow, right? So you can just word vomit on it. It'll give you the text you can read fast. You can word vomit back. And it's so fast.
It's so good.
You can actually turn it on to make it talk back to you, but I did not like that.
That's too slow.
Yeah, I
Too
did
slow.
not
No.
enjoy it. It was delightful Australian, but I was like, shut up. I just want to read and skim and get to this.
Another use case, yesterday, right? Just yesterday, because we started building teams on top of, because people were white labeling our tool and stuff like that, and we're building custom dev teams for people. So we kind of open up like a design pickle for AI kind of industry inside of us. Yeah. So we're like AI product development team inside of Genius, right? That just builds your stuff. So anyone with AI product ideas can come to us. And I was like, I don't know how to price this. I've never even done an agency before. So I'm like, okay, I just launched this new thing. I have no idea what the price is. What do you think we should do? The cost is this is that. What do you think? How do I do it? Right? And it just gives me a good idea. I'm like, that's great. That's exactly it. That's exactly what I have to do. Right?
Yeah.
Just boom. Problem solved, right?
That's amazing.
Where do you see, because my struggle with AI has been like that lack of the ops integration part. I know you can do that with different APIs and things like that, which I don't have the skills to do, but
AI does though.
AI does. Yeah. Well, I've used AI like, hey, how would I even do that? And like tells me, I'm like, okay, that's largely helpful. But where do you see someone, if they want to integrate this into their operations, or actually make their teams more efficient, other than on the one-to-one person using an AI level, where do you see that working right now?
On how people can build AI products that can help them improve their business?
Or I guess use AI in their ops for
in-ops.
Yeah, for making whatever they're doing more efficient, faster, other than the one-to-one work. Like,
I mean, the first thing is just teaching them the chat thing I just taught them.
Yeah.
1,000%, right?
For every person in your staff.
For every percent,
essentially,
right?
yeah.
Like I just taught my girlfriend how to make VSLs by talking to the AI, right? Hey, I just launched this product. I have no idea how I'm going to sell it, right? It's called this, it does that. I have this story that's kind of like this, that, and the other thing. I would love to have them, click the link. Here's the price. I want to have this. Can you just make me a VSL script? Boom, done. And then now anyone on the team can write an email or can write this and copyright, like, boom. And do a really good job at it.
Yeah.
I mean, like, everyone just got a superpower level up on the team.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Getting everyone stopping prompting and start word vomiting.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've been thinking to myself, like, how many times at work you just want to talk to somebody to word vomit a question, and then you, especially if you're in remote teams, you probably will never do that, right? Because like, oh, I have to type, and I don't want to type, or I don't want to bother somebody because I don't know what they're doing, and you can just word vomit to AI like right off the bat. That's like an unlock. So outside, so going back to the outside, kind of the very basic of up-leveling your team with that super advanced kindergarten secret. What's another thing? Maybe what's something that let's go from kindergarten to like second grade. What's a second grade advanced thing that folks could start using in their business?
Folks could start. Well, I mean now we're getting real specific just for them.
Okay,
right
gotcha.
now we're getting real specific just for them. Now I think at this level, if you're outside of because that one trick can do endless amounts of things for you inside of your business, right? So
my brain is, I'm like thinking, like, can I do it right now? Oh wait, no, wait till after the podcast because it's ideas already.
Yeah, everything else, I can't think of anything that like is everyone should use this kind of AI trick kind of thing. You know, the rest of it is like, let's do custom AI dev for you.
Yeah.
Like, do you have an idea? Do you have some epic process you're using inside of ChatGPT or inside of some AI tool that you can automate and systematize, right? Can you build an AI that can study all of your data and get results for these people to help you identify opportunities? Is there some badass AI unicorn product you think could be created that you haven't thought about, right? I have a friend who's a judge at a massive judge, like a lawyer judge, really famous kind of guy. Yeah. And he's like, listen, so many people struggle when they get divorced. They spend so much money on divorces, they can't afford it. Listen, I'm going to build an AI that just allows you to upload everything and just kills all divorce lawyers.
Nice.
Right? And he's like, can you help build it for us? I'm like, sure, we just opened this dev team. Right? Yeah. So like that kind of stuff. So people have these big ideas that must be built with AI, you know, which is cool. So I think that's the next kind of stage is you got to build your own stuff.
Yeah, I'd love to get into that with, you mentioned, you teased Ember just there. Can you highlight what Ember is? Because I know ClickBank's going hard on that with you, and we're excited for that. Amazing. So yeah, what is Ember?
Yeah, so Ember is a vision I have always had since I got into AI and what the future of direct response marketing for affiliate marketers or for VSL creators in general would be, right? So high level vision is in the future, you'll be able to hit a button and you can make an HD Hollywood movie with AI in general, right? So imagine that with your affiliate campaigns. Imagine making in one button a world-class video with weird kind of cool affiliate images, with perfect scripts, with a perfect AI voiceover, with not stock footage, but AI generated footage that looks amazing, that highlights the root cause of the problem super well and gives animations that show the challenges that your customer might have inside their body and how the mechanism fixes that problem, all with cool AI animations, all to go, hey, watch the video on the next page, click your link and stuff like that. So that is where AI is headed. And what we built in Ember is the sickest thing ever. We started out by mastering scripts. Again, this is an evolution of VSL.ai, Genius.ai, and we've combined them into one thing and made it specifically for affiliates on ClickBank. Specifically just made for them. And we're putting a dev team in there to help continue to build this specific future just for affiliates on ClickBank. So this is an AI that knows everything about ClickBank's products. So you know how before you had to study and learn about what the heck I'm promoting and what is this offer and what's the
watch a
mechanism?
40-minute VSL and find the hooks. And
it's
find
a
the
lot of
ideas.
work, right? Guess what? AI did that for you. It did that for you. It knows about it. You know that talk button I just said on ChatGPT? You can talk to it about ClickBank offers. Hey, I'm trying to sell Java Burn. Don't know what I'm doing. What do you think's a good idea?
Try this.
And you're off to the races. Hey, can you make me a crazy looking photo for this angle? Sure. Boom, does it for you.
That's
right.
Awesome.
So I've put in all of the secrets that I've learned in how to make leads, which I've studied immensely for years, and I've programmed it inside this thing. I programmed like dozens and dozens of VSLs that have done $1 million plus in sales. I programmed it on sales pages, landing pages, emails, cold emails, abandoned cart emails, everything I could think of. Shorts, leads, hooks, headlines, like everything I could think of. So it's got all these programs inside of it, and you can change whatever product you want, and it'll rewrite it for you. So it makes copywriting effortless.
What kind of assets can affiliates get out of it? You mentioned some of it. Like, what's like the core pieces that they're going to get out of it?
So there's a couple things you can get. The first thing is you get a world-class script, right? One button, endless world-class scripts for leads. Because you're an affiliate, you have one job, you need to make a piece of content that somebody watches, clicks, and goes watch the video on the next page, right? So people can only consume information two ways: reading it or watching it. That's a fundamental, ain't going away, right? Until we get something other than eyes and ears. Like, basically,
I'm sensing this information.
Right? Sensing this information. That's your only option, right?
Yeah.
So you either have to have something they read or you have to make a video that gets them to watch. And of course, videos are huge, right? So we also have a AI video creator built inside of this. It's the future. We're taking steps every single day on it. So once you get your script, we will have an AI break down that script into scene by scene by scene. It'll make an AI image for each scene and create a really easy slideshow video for you that will just have a voiceover already ready to go.
Nice.
Right? It will make a video in one click in whatever size you need. Horizontal, vertical, Facebook ad, 4x5. So super, super fast, super, super easy. And of course, you get your co-pilot in there too, so you can have that little AI you can talk to that knows all about everything. It's like the badass ClickBank copywriter on your team for very affordable, right? Very easy. So those are the core things. It's how do we make scripts that are perfect for getting people to click, right? And how do we make videos, right? Features that are coming soon, I think, are landing pages, like some splash pages, but that's not going to be too hard. We just haven't worked on that too hard yet. And then optimizing the video creation. How can we get you more videos that are weird looking, that hook people's attention? How do we get AI better at making these images? We also have some cool things inside of there where like you can upload, if you have a spokesperson for your brand or whatever, you can have an AI create a photo of them in any situation.
Nice.
It's cool. It's an
So
AI.
you could do like the Biden Trump being best friends video that's AI.
I don't want to say you can do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think we put the limits to do that yet. It's like,
Guardrails aren't there
I
yet.
haven't built the bumper rails. Kind of talking to my CTO. I'm like, can I? He's like, you shouldn't.
Yeah, we probably should.
All right. Just keep it white hat, right? Like, keep
Yeah.
it compliant.
Yeah. But no, I mean, that power, though, just be able to easily create that.
Yes.
Which I think what's so cool is it removes so many of the barriers that'll slow you down from just, grinding and getting better, right? It allows you to get better so much faster.
Oh, you're moving.
And just, like you said, move towards excitement as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah.
So how do people get Ember? Like, what is the way to get Ember?
Well, I think you'll be able to look below in the description or maybe go to some sort of link. Is there a link?
Dylan's putting a
Link below.
You can go link below.
There
Or
you
if
go.
anything, you just Google ClickBank Ember.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you'll find something right away.
I think it's going to be tied into the login
Ember,
as well. at some point, but
EMBER.
Yes, not Amber as I keep calling it.
No.
So,
Ember.
which
like
now
a
I hope
fire
one other
burning.
audience member has the same problem that I'll
Yeah.
have forever calling Ember Amber.
Yeah.
So, beautiful. And you had a question,
Well,
Thomas?
this is like kind of going X months, years down the road.
Right.
Like when this kind of tech is at everyone's fingertips and everyone can raise their baseline up and do this, where do you think the winners are going to win and outcompete? Right? If everyone can push a button and kind of get going and get going faster, like what do you think is going to separate those 1%ers who get the bigger results more than everyone else?
There's only one thing that it could be, right? It only comes down to copy and images inside of it in video. It just comes to a more advanced video. It comes to having, whatever is working to scroll stop people's attention right now, right? It's coming from, because people have struggles and they have pains and they're inside of them. So if they see something they think can fix it, they'll watch the video till the very end. That's why VSLs work, because if you're experiencing this, you will pay attention. That's why long form has always worked so well and will continue to always work so well. But there's just going to be an evolution of more and more advanced direct response ads coming up where, eventually the AI will be able to connect to the media buying account and the AI will be able to connect to other things and it will just auto create lots of variations for you. It'll scan your metrics and decide, hey, my cost per 3-second view is a little expensive. My hook rate, so I'm getting 40% of the people click the play button and they're only staying 3 seconds. I got to optimize that ratio right there. So it could see that. That's a first 3-second thing that needs to be fixed. Makes 100 variations of the first 3 seconds. So the winners are going to come from mass split testing.
Yeah, it sounds
right.
like speed.
That's
mass
speed to
testing,
split test is going to be it, right? For me, my whole motto was, it's not the first VSL that changed your life, it's the 40th.
Yeah.
40 VSLs
Really, one
and your
funnel
life
away,
changes.
100 funnels later. Yeah.
How many? But it's so funny because every VSL technically is your best idea. That's the whole point. You come up with the best idea you got, you swing the bat, and then if it misses, what's the next best idea you got, right? So you have to go 40 best ideas until you get something that really works. That's
I'm
how
glad
you
you said
think.
because it always has been like the speed to split test to a degree, right? Like even when we see the last couple of years before AI was really started taking a foothold, it's been more the media buyers that can test a lot more efficiently, test a lot faster, get more things out quicker, scale a lot bigger. And the people that cap out, they might even cap out at multi-8 figures in spend, but they still kind of cap out and get plateaus because they can't break past operational inefficiencies of testing faster and getting more things out there.
Yeah, I do know V-Shred, a big 9-figure brand, they were doing, back in the day, 40 VSLs a week, 40 different big tests a week.
Yeah.
With Mind Valley, I can tell you, I made 33 documentaries, basically long form VSLs.
Dang, man.
Right?
Yeah.
In like 7 months.
Wow.
Just cranked these things out, like squeezed every last ounce of juice out of my brain, and 4 of them worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just that's how it works.
Yeah.
10% are going to do well.
Marketing
80-20
is like
rule.
being a really bad baseball hitter at the end of the day in
Yeah.
terms of some of your success rates, right?
Oh, people just need to get expectations
swinging.
correct, right?
Yeah.
Like I had one of the top ads in the world, and my win rate's like 8%.
Yeah.
I'm glad you mentioned that too, because like if you look
But
back
that
at
sounds great.
Yeah.
When you think about it, like 8% sounds fantastic
But I
if
mean,
you're taking a lot of hits.
How many times would you swing to have a massive? I mean, we're talking about massive wins,
Yeah.
right? So like, it's just whatever it takes to get a massive win.
Yeah,
And then
exactly.
that win streak
I'm glad
starts.
you mentioned that, because like if someone's more in their beginner phase, hearing about Ember, going, "Oh, that sounds cool," like the expectation should be it's going to create the best converting ad for you of all time right out the gate, right? No, it's going to give you ads you can test a lot faster than you having figuring out how to make this stuff, right? So then you can just
Because you
get
still have to
testing.
learn and bridge
Yeah.
the gap to
Right.
the final,
prompt it right, and
spot,
yeah.
right?
Mhm.
There's always
Yeah.
going to be, because at the end of the day, AI could obviously compress and create a lot of opportunity and just up level you to a certain point. But there's got to be that differentiation at some point.
Yeah.
Someone's going to make a decision faster, better, select it.
It's the
work with the AI.
It's the person who
faster.
digs the deepest
Yes.
down one hole, right? I remember my old best motto was my favorite motto was whenever my campaign died, the best thing to do is get right back in on the same offer, right? Instead of I'm going to go do that offer and that offer. It's like, oh, it died. I'm going to get back on the same thing.
Yep.
I'm going to dig a different way. I'm going to find a new angle on the same thing. And while everyone's doing first surface level stuff, you're digging deeper and deeper and deeper. While everyone's going to Java Burn and going to the Dentim, Pro Dentim and going to this way and going to the honey one, it's like, no, I'm going honey. I'm going to go honey. I'm going to go honey again. I'm going to 40 swings on honey.
Yeah.
Right? 40 swings on honey, no distractions. Right? The key thing is like that my biggest takeaway is here's what's most, because you have to find the root cause of what's not working, right? If you're in a niche like weight loss, right? You know people buy weight loss left and right. So it's not the niche that's the problem.
Yep.
Right? And when you look into the mechanism, which is like how it works, this is a super important part because if people can see a light in the tunnel, they'll purchase. If they think, oh, I have adipose brown fat tissue on my body and that's causing my, my body's natural temperature to raise in some weird way and that's causing my metabolism to slow down. And that's the reason I'm not losing weight very fast. And if I take this supplement, it'll lower that and fix this. And now my fat burning will go on. Like, would that make sense to a kindergartner? If you could explain it to a kindergartner and have them be like, oh, that makes sense. Yes, if I click that button, that'll happen. That makes sense. Boom, you got a green light. So then I'm in a proven niche with a proven mechanism that works. Everything looks good. If it's on ClickBank and it's converting high, I promise it's really solid, right? It's super solid. These guys are the best in the world that make VSLs, that do VSLs on ClickBank.
Yeah.
It's a dog-eat-dog world on ClickBank,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The things that are working are world-class. And I know some of the biggest VSL creators on ClickBank, and they're gangsters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to be a gangster. You can work with the gangster. You just have to make a short video to tell people to watch this gangster's ad.
Yeah.
You get paid for that.
Yeah.
It's overcomplicated.
That's
right?
it, right? So that's it. You're inspiring people to watch the video, not to buy the product, to watch the video. Go watch this video. You're selling a video. You're selling a movie. You're like a movie salesperson.
Which sounds awesome. Like if you could tell that when you're growing up, would you like to be a movie salesman?
You make
Like,
movie trailers.
Yes, that sounds kick-ass.
You're an affiliate marketer. You're a movie trailer maker.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You're making
You're
all
an
these
artist.
trailers.
You're an
right?
artist,
Yeah,
right?
come up with all these cool little. I'm an artist. You're gonna love this movie. Come watch it. Click the link.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Following
I
up
love
from
that.
me being a sandwich artist, though. So, yeah.
Yes, at Subway, it's not quite as cool, but no, but VSL like artist, I like that video artist for sure.
It's a good identity.
So
artist,
yeah, that's amazing. So we've talked a lot, and we're getting close to the end of time here, and I realize we could probably continue on forever, which is why we're going to come back and do couch surfing with Peter. But before that, we've
I'm
talked
not
so
gonna
much
go
about
into
excitement. I just want us to leave on the most exciting note. So what I'm curious from you, and this might just be Ember, it might be something else. Recently, what has been the most exciting AI related thing that you have either heard, you've either created, or is going on in your life that just got you like 11 out of 10 excited recently?
I mean, Sora just got released 3 days ago.
Sora,
from AI, from
okay,
OpenAI,
gotcha.
their video platform. I just saw a guy type in monkey riding roller skates, and I just saw the most beautiful animation of a monkey riding roller skates, doing a beautiful twirl with his leg going around with
It
yellow
looks
roller
so
skates.
good.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I was amazed. Right now, that's going to be expensive for you to have those kind of level animations in a VSL, right,
Yeah.
on its scale. Unfortunately, it's not like pennies to do that yet. It also took him like 8 minutes to generate that photo of a monkey doing a thing. So there's some time that needs to be gone in.
they
But it's like a
using-
world-class monkey on a roller skate for a second.
I mean, that's
that was
so freaking
impossible.
awesome. Yeah,
that's like
amazing.
That's like months of development beforehand and shitloads of money. So that is super, super cool with AI. There's like quantum chips that just got announced called Willow, which apparently is like 100 billion times faster than the fastest supercomputer.
That's wild.
So there's some
That's
crazy stuff coming on with that. Right? There's like new encryption technology that's coming out that like will save encryption, because as soon as stuff gets too crazy, encryption can be broken. So there's some interesting stuff there. But I don't know. It's just fun to develop. It's fun to be creative for me. I mean, what's interesting for me is like right now this new agency that we just developing, because now I can help other people build the AI tools, because everyone comes to me with ideas and I'm like, I can't help you. I'm maxed out. And then we just like, actually, let's fucking division over here. There you go. Now I can help you. Right?
Yeah.
Now you're good. I'll put you with a team, put you with some devs. They're from China. They're amazing. They work really hard. You don't even have to talk to them. You talk to this guy who speaks American. You're fine.
That's awesome.
Right. So I think that's really cool. But at the end of the day, I also just finished a book, which I'm super stoked about, called Something Amazing About to Happen. So
Yeah.
the daily manifestation journal. To like
You got to show the tattoo off too.
I got a tattoo on my arm. So it's just, I'll tell you the 1 second story. Basically, I looked at the numbers right before all my biggest win streaks. What was I thinking about before my life took off? And I had journals, so I could actually go back to my journals. And I found out that right before my life took off, all the biggest win streaks was I was radiating an energy of excitement and positivity, right? There's a lot of times where you feel frustrated and things aren't working and you're pissed off and you're depressed and you're sad. Well, what I found is that energy actually attracts more depression and more sad and more things to be frustrated about. The more you bang your head against the wall, you more attract moments to bang your head against the wall, right? But in my journals, in my discovery, I found out that like the more I radiate excitement, the more I'm tuned into what is amazing is going on in my life, the more I focus on what people call this law of attraction. People call this karma. People call this, thoughts become things, right? It's a thing. It's spirituality in general, which is like you're kind of creating your reality at the end of the day. I found that to be true, and I had data that backed it up. And one key phrase that was in this journal was the phrase, something amazing is about to happen. And I was like, wow, like my big take, like it looked to me like the more I focus on the amazing things, the more I attract amazing things into my life. Excitement, anticipation, energy, which attracts fast-paced opportunities. Big wins, fun situations. That's actually
good adventures, right?
If you're frustrated, there's nothing like a fun situation and a fast-paced opportunity that's working, right? But it's not frustration that attracts fun-paced opportunities. It's excitement. So if you're in a state of frustration, you have to practice excitement. If you're in a state of chaos, you have to practice peace. If you're in a state of shame, where you have negative self-talk and you're saying bad things to yourself, you have to practice self-love. Right? You have to go to these opposite emotions to attract opposite scenarios. So I'm excited about that too.
Yeah, it sounds really, really awesome. Like, I'm glad you brought that up, because when we were talking about it over dinner, I was like, this sounds like such a cool journal. It's available on Amazon too.
On Amazon, yeah. It's just a passion project, right?
There you go.
Doesn't make me any. I don't even know how much sales it has.
Yeah, where can people find? So you've got Genius AI, Something Amazing is about to happen.
Yeah, it's called somethingamazing.co. We also build, iPhone cases. We give them iPhone cases that say something amazing about to happen.
Oh, there you
this
go.
doesn't make any money, right? We also have rugs for your home. So as you step in your home, it says something amazing about to happen.
Nice.
We also have a tool
Put
called
that for the bedroom or the bathroom.
Yes. We also help people make vision boards. So we also just released a new tool last week called myvisionboards.ai, which is very cool. So
Oh, nice.
it's super
There you
cool.
go.
So you upload 10 photos of yourself. You know how I was saying it can make photos of you doing anything?
Yeah.
Well, that's great for helping you see your higher self.
Yeah,
cool.
dude, I love
Your
it. That's a
best
really
life.
smart use of that.
So
yeah.
you could have you with a heavy six-pack on a beach getting tubes with a barrel with a girl in your hand.
Yeah, there you
right?
go.
Whatever you want to have, right?
Yeah.
It's your imagination.
Yeah.
So that helps your subconscious mind have a place to go, because most people, they have like this fear of the unknown. Everyone has a fear of the unknown. It's an evolutionary thing to keep us alive. That's why you have that monster under the bed syndrome.
Yep.
Well, it's just because you don't know what's there that makes you scared. And your subconscious mind doesn't know what success is like, so that makes you scared. But if you see yourself in a beautiful house with a beautiful family, your subconscious mind well, I never even thought about that, right?
Yeah.
That's
I
great.
do that. Yeah.
Actually, let's go that way. Right?
Yeah.
But it used to be scared, so there's a lot of subconscious blocks that block people. And just using myvisionboards.ai to get clear on your vision will help you release any subconscious fears.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
And help attract it to you.
That's awesome.
And if you print it out and hang it in your shower, it makes it happen faster.
Even better.
Yes, the more often you see your vision, the more likely it is to come true.
Yeah.
Simple
No, I love
math, right? So,
It is just
not a
it's
scientist,
Yeah.
but I know that's how it works.
Repetitive
I know
thing,
that's
right?
how it works.
Yeah. Exactly.
I know that works better than never seeing it ever.
But I said it once.
Logic
and I
is
made a
sound,
New Year's
yeah.
resolution.
About
It'll
one
definitely
time
work, right?
or every day for the rest of your life.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I say so that's definitely for the book. And then for those that maybe had a great idea, they want to reach out, especially for the agency, to have their either custom built AI for their
for sure.
business
Yeah.
or their big AI idea. How do they get a hold of you for that?
Just Peter@genius.ai.
Nice.
Shoot me an email. Shoot me a text. 949-436-1550. You can shoot me a text. That's my phone. I'll get it. All right, we'll talk to you. If you got any cool ideas, we'd love to talk. I was getting ripped off by some agency that was, saying they were in New York, but they were in India. And I was so clueless about how to build AI. I just was getting milked and I had nothing to do. I had no idea if they were even doing anything or what they were doing was right. I had no idea, right? Didn't know what I was doing. Well, ended up finding a CTO in San Francisco that was working with AI companies like for 10 years. We're in Apple and Microsoft, a 30-person dev team out of China. He comes in and my life became a breeze. He figured out I was getting scammed. He helped me. And now we have a trustworthy team that's able to help people and do it correctly.
Yeah.
And we're building super fast. Like that, My Vision Boards AI, it took us 2 weeks to build that.
Holy cow.
Cool. Yeah.
That's so awesome.
2 weeks, they're just like, turn it out.
I mean, that's super, but I love that you can bring up that, yes, there's so much AI out there and so little known by, I think, the average person, even the above average person. It's tough to know. Very easy to get scammed. So knowing there's a legitimate place that you could take your idea and make it reality or up-level your business if you're struggling to know how. And I love when our guests give out their phone numbers because it sounds insane to me, but we've had Paul Hoffman was the other person that gave out his cell phone number on episode. So definitely use it. Make sure you guys do that. That's a huge, huge ad. And of course, look out for Ember. Not Amber, but you could always look out for her for Amber Spears. Shout out to Amber just for why not, right? But definitely look out for Ember. That should hopefully be available by the time this episode drops. So click the link below. Get a taste of the amazing thing that Peter are building for us, building for other people, and building for himself. And soon you'll be building with it. So, Thomas, any other questions before we let Peter go?
Lots of questions, but there's flights to catch and other things to do. So
Yeah. Hey, man, it has been so awesome having you on the episode. We really appreciate your time. We appreciate you. We appreciate Ember. And damn it, we appreciate our listeners. So until next time, what do we tell the people, Thomas?
Happy scaling.
Happy scaling. So rate, review, subscribe, be safe out there. And we look forward to talking to you next time.
Something amazing about to happen.
Something's amazing about to happen.
Later.
Love that.
Love it. Yeah.